How's it going, Gemini community? You know who it is. It's all Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. First off, thank you for your time, your energy, and your patience as I navigate the story between the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between. Now, keep in mind that this is a safe and sacred space where we call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come on in and be the guides and protectors of all the positive messages that are going to come out. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to be upfront and let you know that this is not Love Tarot. This is a place of self-empowerment. What this means is building the stepping stones to get us more aligned with our soul being, because it helps align us with a higher power. So let's get started with the vibes for the Gemini community. So a lot of anxieties are in here for Gemini. Something you are questioning. Could it be trying to figure out if something is a friend or a foe? You are almost too afraid to look behind the veil on this because of the chaos the truth can bring. It has become very hard to focus on anything else. Your mind is making it very difficult to escape what needs to be addressed. And I quote here, this is something that I believe an ancestor brought in. Is it really worth the sneaking around to try and figure out what's happening? And I don't know if I have a Gemini who could be creating fake accounts, because I did see that in the shuffle, just trying to be very low key about peeking behind this veil. But no matter which way you pull this veil back, it's going to expose some stuff. Now, I have running from the truth will put you at odds ends with the divine and your purpose, the inner life journey each of us have the option to take. No choice really feels right when we have to do something that we really don't know what to do with or how to do it. Whew. I mean, that is true. If there's something in there that we have no idea how to handle it when it comes out, we don't know how to choose to bring it out. We don't know if we bring it out, if it's really going to be worth it. But honestly, is it really worth having to over focus on this? Do you really like this being a part of your every waking moment? Or Gemini, do you want to start enjoying life again? Because let's face it, Gemini, you work really, really, really hard. You work hard for a lot of others as well. So just know, sometimes the divine brings us to places in our lives. Our spirit guides, our angels, our ancestors keep bringing things up, keep having things, and what I'm hearing is ringing at our ears. We keep noticing things over and over that has to do with something that we really want to escape, because it's time. It's time to do something different. It's time to free yourself from these chains of whatever it is that you have a little bit of fear around confronting. Now, I don't know exactly what it has to do with. I don't even know if the Gemini is fully understanding what it has to do with. But just know the immediate motions if you go along with this, if you open yourself up to the flow of life, will change over time. And in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, if you choose to go through this, you will start to feel differently about things. And when you look back on your path, you may appreciate that you confronted what was happening, that you took the chance to follow what you were being guided to follow. It's hard. It is hard. Sometimes you feel cuckoo. You feel crazy. You feel cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, following your intuition, following your gut. But it's there. It is there. Remember, you, your vessel, your spirit, yourself, your soul being has your back. And it wants the best for you. Just like the divine, the universal energy, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, all want the best for you. Don't think they're out there trying to make your life hard on purpose, trying to bring chaos on purpose because you're not allowed to be happy. No, you're allowed to be happy. But what happened, or what could be happening here, is you're outgrowing something. And you have a tough lesson to get through so that you can finish outgrowing it and release yourself from it. But I'm starting to ramble, so let's get started with the introduction. So we got something wonky going on. I have 3 oracle cards here. I got one for the introduction, one for the present, and of course one for the closing. So I'm not sure, Gemini. Just like you, I am not sure. So the first card to come out is, and that we're not seeing, is there some kind of blocking that's happening? Maybe we're blocking ourselves. Maybe we're blocking ourselves in a sense because any bird of prey is able to soar at very, very high altitudes, I would say. I don't know if that's the right word. Whereas non-birds of prey, they tend to fly a little bit lower. So right here, you're not seeing a bigger picture when it comes to the grand design, the divine timing of things. Let's keep going. What else needs to come out for the introduction? Thank you, divine and universal energies, for helping guide this out. Now, this was coming out. This was coming out a lot in the cleansing of the cards. There's something that you have your eyes closed to. See how their eyes are closed to? You want to run away from. It could be something that you don't even want to feel in the emotions. And then you have something else that's happening. Something that you're blocking that you don't want to see. It has to do. Could be somebody imitating you. Maybe somebody's trying to be like you. Maybe somebody's trying to get their foot into the door of something. I don't know, but they have a goal. They have a goal of looking like they are innocent. Like there's somebody that you can have around you. Somebody that you can trust, you know, to have a fun time with. Ooh. They definitely don't want you to see what's happening behind the scenes there with this digging dirt in reverse. I mean, you're trying to be optimistic as well. You're trying to see this person as, hey, maybe we just like the same things. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe, you know, because we like the same things, we just have a lot in common. You know, so you're able to overlook maybe some comments that they're making. Maybe some vibes that they're bringing in as well. But I'm hearing the guides. They're saying, no, 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 no. This could be the very thing. The very thing that you're using to blind yourself into not seeing what's happening here. All right, let me see. I got one more card. What is the last card that needs to come out? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely, eh? So, I hate to spill the beans here, but they need to be spilt. Okay, so this is your confirmation, Gemini. Just know that this is your confirmation. You're confused. You are confused. You may have known whoever this is for a long time. You might have even overlooked a lot of behaviors just thinking it was them. But now they're doing something. They're doing something a little bit different. They're doing something a little weird. They're doing something that's hitting too close to home for you. And you're confused on how to call it. Don't be confused. Remember, you are allowed to protect yourself, to protect the things you love. You're allowed to protect your home. You're allowed to protect your family. You're allowed to protect your assets. But just know, use the discernment, because this was a card that came out when it comes to choosing how you protect the things that you love when there's somebody who's trying to encroach on your stuff. Because you may want to protect something, and this something could be the thing that you've outgrown. Could be the thing that you have to look behind the veil and see what is actually needed to be done. So let's go ahead and go into the present. All right, so angels, spirit guides, ancestors, what is it? What is it that needs to come out for the present for the Gemini community? Not sure how I'm going to read these oracle cards, but it's definitely fitting. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Did y'all see how this landed? Right on top of that. What is it? Intuition. The more you try to deny, the more you try to close your eyes to it, the more you're blocking your intuition. And I think that you have a lot of guided energy around you. This is why you've been able to come so far in life to where you're at. That they really don't want you to block yourself on this. You followed your intuition a lot of times before, I'm getting, but this time you don't want to follow it. And they're like, no, you need to follow it. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. Excuse me really quick. All right, thank you for your patience. So yeah, right now intuition is gonna be the biggest tool to use right now. Let's see what else needs to come out for the present. Well, this one's a little tricky for you, especially when it comes to this person looking like they're a friend more than a foe. I have hope. Maybe we're confused on what to hope for here, what to look for, how to see the light in this dark situation. Hope, stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. I mean, honestly, if we pull the veil back prematurely, then you look like a crazy person. But if stuff has already been established and you hope it isn't what it is, you know, sometimes to get to where we need to be in life, we have to go through dark situations. And with this hope, with this whoever it is who's trying to act like a friend but is a foe, and you're trying not to like dig too much into it, hoping that it isn't what it is. Why can't we just hope for the best outcome that is meant to happen here? We can hope for a lot of things. We can hope that things aren't really what they are, but maybe this time we can hope for things work out to the best. Not just for you, but for everyone. Because when you start sitting here wanting to hold on to stuff, bitterness, that means you're holding on to anger. That means that, you know what, you're going to let that person's energy up in your inner home for years to come. Never really escaping it. Let's see what else needs to come out for the present. Gemini, you have two sides to you. You have the very patient side, and then you have the, oh hell, get the out of my way side. And this is saying don't use the get the hell out of my way side. When it comes to handling this is going to be done one step at a time. You don't have to go in after you pull the veil back, after you start to follow your intuition like a mad person. You know, going one step at a time, working with one thing at a time. And this could be just sitting here following that intuition to start off, learning how to read between the lines of what this person is saying, what this person is doing, so that you may evaluate how you take your steps after there. Because a lot of times, and this is what I'm being told to reflect on, and this is why hope is important. I got a little confused there when I was talking about it, but now I'm seeing a lot of times when we have ran away from something that is so emotionally charged that finally, when we get sick and tired of it and we want to confront it, we confront it in anger. We confront it in anguish. We confront it with the pain that has been building up to this. And what happens with that is we lose our mental sobriety. We lose our emotional sobriety. And it could be because of we're using coping mechanisms and finally stuff just overboiled. Or it's because we are being rocked so much by our emotions that have been built up, by the mental stuff that has built up, that we can no longer see, act, or react to things clearly. Now, we are all guilty of this, where we've taken something too far due to another situation's emotional and mental buildup with it. And I feel like right here, doing this one step at a time and praying for hope, not the hope that everything works out the way you expect it, but praying for the hope that everything works out for the way that it needs to be, is the thing that's going to help you not bring down the house when stuff hits the fan finally, or when you pull that veil back, Gemini. I see that there is a lot of energy around you. Again, your guides, your ancestors especially know how hard you have worked throughout your life. And they just don't want you to bring down the house and end up in a state where you felt like you worked for everything but ended up with nothing. They want you to find the emotional and mental wealth of this situation, this challenge here, once you get through it. And that is learning how to follow that intuition, learning how to flow with the divine and what the divine needs you to do, where the divine needs you to be. And one thing that it talks about with the patience is having strength. Having strength when you start to open one eye at a time to what's happening. Now let's read this strength card. The challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. Those gifts, what I see are the chains being released. The chains to this situation, the chains that have you feeling so much anxiety, so much mental instability. It could be even emotional instability. Something we're not seeing, you're not seeing. Gemini is courage. Courage to work with something different, to do something a little bit different. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries. A lot of times people don't work, and what I'm hearing is to reflect on the animal here. Don't work with horses because horses are very, very big animals. They get intimidated right away. And that goes a lot for a lot of the lessons that we need to work with, confront, nurture, but also learn how to grow stronger from this lesson. A lot of people will fear a bigger lesson. And right here, it's having the courage to work with this lesson, to open up to the lesson, to welcome this lesson that is at hand for you. What I'm hearing is you're definitely leading the way on things. Could be leading the way on things for a community. All right, let's see what else needs to come out. Few things right here. So you're not sure what will be the outcome after this. What it is that you're going to receive after you start to confront this situation. Opening your eyes to it. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you. So a lot of times before we embark on journeys, one of the things that hold us back is the opinions of others, how to balance out those opinions, but also we will dwell in the mind about everything wrong that could happen. This says be open to receive goodness. How can you, when you start to take these steps, start to open up to the new positive things that could come from it? The fact that you could be moving on from people who are the wolves in sheep clothing here. Something else you're not seeing is abundance. What we were just talking about. The things that could come along, the positive things that could come along after you start to work with this lesson. Enjoy the beauty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. One thing is a lot of times we create a situation in our minds, and it's what we do is we make it really, really big. We make it bigger than the Eiffel Tower in our minds. We make it bigger than the biggest skyscraper in our minds. When actually, if you were to take a view of who we are from the top of these things, we're that big. Our problems are not as big as what our mind makes them. Learn how to step out of your mind and stepping into the abundance of even the immediate moment. Observing the sky, observing your surroundings, taking those deep breaths, bringing it yourself again out from the anxieties of the what could happen into the now. and handling that one step at a time. Something else we're not seeing is delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. How can I take joy when everything's about to hit the fan? I feel like you're questioning. You feel like, and what I see is basically your world is going to fall apart if what's going on is actually happening, whether with a person, place, or thing. What if that all happens? What blessings do I have around me then? I'm going to get ready to lose it all, kind of thing you're feeling. I mean, sometimes we overlook even the smallest blessings that make the biggest differences in our everyday lives. If you're waking up in a warm bed, that's a blessing. If you have some kind of shelter, that's a blessing. If your bills are paid, that's a blessing. If you're able to move your body, that is a blessing. Even being able to wake up and be given another day to try again, that is a blessing. Having the means to even operate throughout the day is a blessing. And sometimes when we get so caught up in our problems that our mind makes it so big that we really don't see how all the small things add up. And what we start to see is everything that we don't have. How can we see everything that we already have? How can we see the strength that it's taken for you to get up to this point? Whoever this person is, they could be jealous of you. This person could want everything that you have. And you know what? There could be moves being made behind this veil that's going to put them in a position for that. And this is just a big old hypothesis here. This is not saying this is going to happen. But what happens if you're really not that happy where you're at as it is? And to fight for something that you're not really happy for, it doesn't make sense. Yes, it's been a part of your routine for so long. But if you're not happy now, are you going to be happy 5 years from now? You really got to think about that. Remember, the divine brings us to a lot of different places. And one of the things for the full moon this time around in Libra is relating to others. Now, Libra, just like Scorpio, are the type of energy who learns more about themselves through the things that they go through with others. Now here we also have the new moon energy, which was in Aries. If you choose to embark on this lesson, you're going to develop a new awareness about things. But that's if you choose to. And now the thing is with the Aries, if you go check out that new moon, full moon interpretation, the thing with the Aries energy and with the Libra energy is it has to deal with our social groups in a sense. We can't dictate how we wish people would look at us and how we wish people would treat us. That is one of the hardest things, especially if we really dwell in people-pleasing kind of energy. And see, with the Libra, it also talks about how we hang on to things even past the bitter end. So a little bit more in-depth view with the vibe that's going on this month. Check out that new moon in Aries and full moon in Libra interpretation. But just know what's happening here is meant to happen at this time of the month. Don't feel like you're the only one who's gonna go through it. Every sign is going to go through it in their own unique way, but how their lessons translate to them may be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get a little bit deeper view into this block. What is it? What is it? What is it that needs to come out for this block? Angels of protection, please create a shield around me as I navigate this block, blocking out any negative, intrusive energies that are not welcome in this home or in my temple. What is it that needs to come out for the block? Something you really don't want to see when it comes to this other or others. So the Three of Cups has been coming out a lot. Three of Cups talks about community, talks about celebrating. This could have been a person that you celebrated a lot of little successes with, or a lot of big successes in life. But right now, you wouldn't know how to juggle it, but it's to the point where you don't know what to do with it. Because of how long you've probably known this community, known this person, known this place, and how many times you have celebrated with them. I mean, if whatever it is doing something now, I think they've been working on it. I just think that they're being more bold with whatever they're doing, because now they're just kind of like, you've had your eyes closed to so much for so long. Now they're going to push it, and they're going to push it, and they've been pushing it. This is why it's noticeable and it's inescapable for you. The reason why we teach our children rules, why we have to correct them, is because they will push the envelope, they will push it and push those limits, I should say, until they know what the limit is. And that's with anything, person, place, or thing, until you draw up those strong boundaries and you teach them what your rules are when it comes to them wanting to be a part of your life. So what else needs to come out? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you want to be fair. I mean, it could be the fact, again, that you've known whatever this is for so long. You know, you've had a different success compared to them, so you try not to put yourself up higher than them. And for some reason, if you call them out on their bull, you feel like you're going to be unfair with things. Oh, forget that. Forget them. They are already being unfair with them sneaky moves. Just know that they're already being unfair. If they were being fair with you, would they be really disrespecting you? Think about that. If they love you, they care about you, they honor your energy, would they be respecting you? No. No. They don't want to respect you. They don't want to respect you. If they did honor your rules, honor your boundaries, honor your energy, they would respect you. I'm telling you, they would. Whoever, whatever this is. But there's somebody here, I feel like they are confused. They are confused on what they exactly want. Whoever this is that is confused on what they want, you felt something. You've been feeling something. You've been feeling them withdraw. Somehow there is one who's here trying to do something, and then you have another one who's withdrawing here. This person could be even more withdrawing emotionally than what they have before. And I'm really focused on this cup. Maybe this person would have a cup of wine at the end of the night, but now they're up to having a whole bottle by the end of the night. There's something that's changed in their habits, and you're noticing it. And your intuition is going off, but you want to keep your eyes closed. You want to keep your eyes closed because of how much you have been building here. You've made it to a 7 of Pentacles when it comes to the abundance that you have here. You know, you worked really hard for this. Really, really hard for this. Some reason you felt like you've put in a little bit more effort when it comes to the overcoming the valleys, the mountains, the deserts, the whole journey up until now. You've definitely felt like you've done a lot more of the work. Ooh. What else needs to come out? I have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune can talk about where we need to go, where we need to be, how we're doing it in a sense, getting there. But it also talks about change. And for the block in this confused position, I'm going to take it back to you're confused on the change that needs to happen in this situation. It could be the change that needs to happen between you and another. Are you two really on the same ride? Do you two really have the same goals? Does this place really align with the dreams that you're trying to build for yourself? Are you really at the abundance that you want? I think a few stories back I talked about how Gemini does a lot of things for others because they're afraid. They're afraid of carrying on a certain kind of tradition that they grew up with. And it's definitely one that makes you not want to be cold with people. It's hard to cut off people. It's hard to be done with certain situations, places, especially if they've known you for so long. You know, I was talking to a Capricorn not too long ago, and they're reaching a point where a friend could be evolving and a friend could be evolving past the relationship that they've had with this Capricorn. And in life, we get upset because we think our friends from junior high school should still be our friends when we're 40, when we're 50, when we're 30, or even when we're 20. There's times when we or them outgrow one of another. We change. We start to take our lives in different directions. And I feel like Gemini doesn't know that. Gemini is not aware, again, because we live in a society that says that we need to be friends with everybody forever. No, we, again, learn about ourselves through the lessons we have with others, through the good lessons, through the bad lessons, through the easy lessons, through the hard lessons, and all the lessons in between. So it is hard. Right here, one of the things that is very hard for Gemini is to put them out. Whatever this situation is to say goodbye to it, is to say, I'm no longer a part of this. I have outgrown this. It's something that you think about a lot. It's something that is keeping you up all night, not knowing what to do. It's definitely something that really makes you question the success that you have around you. I mean, I could get a Gemini that's crying by themselves in a sense. Kind of crying about how everything's turning out. They really wanted it to be more fulfilling, especially emotionally fulfilling. They really thought by now things would be a little bit more emotionally evolved. That's hard. You know what? The air signs have a really bad rap as being cold, as being iced, as being blocked off with their emotions from the world. But unless you're an air sign, you don't get it. You don't get it. Air signs love very deeply. They hold on to things till the bitter end and past that. Air signs can look at many different ways on why something is happening and still try to see past, still try to see the good, because they want to show whatever it is, just how much they care about it. With a lot of air energy, if you can get an air sign, this air sign will show you how much they love you a lot. And it's almost like on a daily. And I feel like here there's something that you were wishing throughout the years that would have been reciprocated. And as I'm saying that, this is really getting to me. I can feel the tears welling up here in my eyes. But now, so many years later, you're getting an energy that's icing themselves off, and you have another energy here who's a foe. What do you do, Gemini? What do you do? That's a lot. I'm seeing that is the reason why you're blocked. You don't know what to do. Is it easier to keep running with my eyes closed to the situation and just let what happened behind the veil happen? Or do I confront it and risk undoing so much that I worked for? You have to ask yourself, Gemini, if there was a chance that you could find that emotional fulfillment that you've been looking for, would you take it? If there was a chance, I can't say 100% because I'm not going to throw anything out like that. Life has too many variables. And the emotional wealth can be gained in many ways. And not just the one way that Gemini has on their mind. That's why I leave it a lot of times open. Because when we choose to confront things, when we choose to take these journeys, a lot of times it's an inner journey where we learn a little bit more about ourselves, but it had to come at the expense of dealing with others here. So again, I ask you, Gemini, would this journey be worth it? Confronting this lesson and working through it, would it be worth it if there was a chance that you could get to something that you really want, something that you were working for here, but after so long it's not coming through? As for me, if there's a smidgen of a chance, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take it. I got one life to live. I got 2 kids, And I want them to know how to follow their intuitions, how to follow those inner callings, and how to align with what they need to align. Whether these children are open to learning these lessons, it's totally on them. But all I can do is open the gates to showing them how to flow with life. So we're going to go ahead and go into the conclusion. So divine and universal energy, what is it that needs to come out for the conclusion for the Gemini frequency? Ooh-wee. So what we have here is a vulnerability. I have sexual energy. Sometimes I take sexual energy as how we also view ourselves. To open ourselves up sexually to people, it is a big vulnerability. It has to do with the very skin that we're in. And I don't know if there's something here where a situation has made you, or what has grown from it makes you feel unwanted, makes you feel unattractive. Maybe a part of the block here is not knowing if somebody else, something else is going to see you of value, is going to find you enticing. I think balancing out that you're a bad mama jamma, and that sexiness comes in all shapes and sizes. But the most beautiful thing you can have is being able to operate out of your heart. Being able to love yourself, to appreciate yourself, to appreciate the very skin that you're in, the vessel that you harbor. And just knowing whoever has isolated themselves off from you doesn't determine your wealth. It doesn't determine how attractive you are. It doesn't determine if you're unattractive. Just know that we've all been in situations, especially relationships, where we come out really questioning our worth, our value, questioning if the very vulnerabilities we shared, is that the thing that has them so far away from me, is my vulnerabilities, whatever that is. So I feel like the first thing is aligning with yourself, and do not take it out on yourself on what's happening behind the veil. It has nothing to do with you personally. Honestly, whoever's making the choices, whichever is making those choices, those are on those ones. It's not on you. It has nothing to do with you. Alright, let's see. What else needs to come out? Woo-wee. So what I have here is a reunion of souls, moving into balance. And then I have integration in reverse, and something we are not seeing that was in reverse. What I tell you is that discernment. First two cards come out in upright, last two cards come out in reverse, and that discernment you're not seeing. There is a chance for something else to come in for you. If you don't see it, let me show you again. Let's see. See how something else is coming in there? but I feel like you have to definitely create this movement. The first thing here is to create movement into balance between the good, the bad, of this situation that you're in. Also, I feel like it's coming to full circle, how things work out, the cycle of the way that things are going to work out, and allowing yourself to have the emotional release that you need. Because you're doing this, maybe up a little bit, crying, expressing some emotions, but there is a lot that you're holding back. If whatever's happening, you're allowed to be upset. But you got to start to work through this upsetness. You got to start to validate how you're feeling. And that's going to help you not bring down the house, not destroy everything that you work for, even though in a sense you feel like everything's going to be destroyed. What it is like everything's getting a makeover in a sense. And you're being presented with almost like a new slate to start things, to go about it differently, maybe to go about it the ways that you wish you could have went about it. And then integration. With the integration and that snake energy here. Ooh, integrating what this lesson is going to bring. The things that are happening, I feel like within here, inside yourself, integrating that into the things that you're feeling from your outside environment. Relating to one's environment is all about your third house, Gemini. And your environment a lot of times is how you think about things. With this snake here, it's going to represent Scorpio. Scorpio is that water. It's how we feel about things. But the Scorpio is also fixed water. So you really need to address the things that you have this really stuck opinion about when it comes to your emotions. It could be to the very things that you feel like should be happening right now. And just understanding that this is something that you have to learn through this relationship with whoever these others are. This is the only way you're going to get that involvement, that transformation, that moving forward. If you choose to confront this conflict. Again, this is all about that new moon in Aries. Aries is war, conflict, and sabotage type of energy. Discernment. The last one here out of that set, we talked about it. We've talked about it earlier. I've seen it in the cleanse. Discernment. Knowing what to choose, when to choose it. And I feel like definitely if you can clear up those built up emotions, then you're gonna be able to make better decisions when the shit hits the fan with some things. But again, if you can't release, then you're gonna be built up, and when everything happens, you're gonna go into that mode of bringing down the house. And we don't want to do that. We don't have to bring down the house in order to create a ending of something. Just know that. And coming to the knowledge within that something has just reached its limit. That's as far as it's going to go here. That is something that you can give yourself permission to do as well, Gemini. Don't forget that. We don't always have to be bitter. We don't always have to be hating something or be angry with something to finally be done with it. We could just acknowledge that it has reached its limit, or you have reached your limit on dealing with it. All right, so what is the last card for the Gemini community? Last card for Gemini. Last two cards. Gemini, you really need to take a higher up view. Again, discernment is that higher up view. Now we have truth. That higher up view is you need to take on yourself. You need to stop taking out on yourself whatever has started isolating themselves from you. You need to stop taking it out on yourself, whatever this other is trying to do. You can't hold yourself back because of others. No. These others want you to hold yourself back. There's a lot of people who feed off of that type of energy if they know that you're holding yourself back because of them. So keep that in mind. It's time to pour into you, Gemini. And you do that by taking care of yourself. You do that by setting those healthy boundaries of things that you are going to put up with and things that you're not going to put up with. I don't care how long you've known whoever. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to evolve. And you do have the right to ask for others to respect you and your environment, your empire, your kingdom. You do have that right. Don't forget that. All right, Gemini. Woo-wee. Stuff is coming out, isn't it? We got one last card here. Oh, what did we talk about? What did we talk about? Open up to it. Open up to it. Don't deny it, because the divine is supplying it. When you feel like, this is unbearable, that this shouldn't be happening, you are at where you need to be at, Gemini. Just know sometimes, again, those hardest lessons help us grow the most. You've been brought to this situation because you didn't do anything wrong. You've been brought to this situation because you've been secretly wanting something else. It doesn't mean you put the blame on yourself for it. No, but there is some fulfillment that you've been looking for that you're not getting here. And you are being presented with an opportunity to take a chance and to get there, to start the journey to get there. But that is up to your choosing, Gemini, if you choose to work through this lesson. Again, this is not to punish you. This is to get you to where you really want to be. All right. That's it. That's all she wrote this time around. Thank you so much, Gemini, for hanging out. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out with all those positive messages. And I hope that you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.